Hi, this is my review of the Nightfell Children of the Moon original soundtrack. If you haven't seen my review featuring Nightfell, which is a setting for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, a dark fantasy setting where the sun has been murdered, please check out the playlist in the description below. Children of the Moon is the newest expansion for this setting. I am going to review the core book, rather the expansion book, but in the meantime I am going to tell you my thoughts on this soundtrack. Let's start with the first track. I think it's pronounced either Lupecernos or Lupecernos. Let's take a listen. It is quite monastic, very mysterious and mystical. I think it also expresses a lot when it comes to the tragedy of the setting. The Children of the Moon expansion features lycanthropy. So there is a sinister aspect to things, but also a heroic and savage aspect. The players can participate as these monstrous yet heroic characters. So I think this track does an excellent job of getting you into the Children of the Moon expansion. Let's take a listen at Death Descends, track 2. A bit eerie, a bit creepy. Perfect for suspenseful situations that make way for more fast-paced scenes later on. Now let's hear track 3, Inns of Irmen. It definitely expresses a moment of respite. A temporary pause during your battles. I really like it, it has a certain classic Diablo sound to it. Definitely in the theme of dark fantasy, but also a perfect way to introduce player characters that have lycanthropy or that are in the savage traditions of the Children of the Moon expansion. Track 4, Ravenous Fangs. This is definitely threatening. A sense that something is coming. Something harmful. Something deadly. This is a great track to play during combat situations. Now let's check out track 5, Dark Rites. This is perfect to reveal something about the lore, about the mythology of the setting. But I also think it's great when it comes to magic, artifacts. It certainly sounds a bit less sinister when compared to the other tracks. Both the original soundtrack and this Children of the Moon soundtrack have some creepy melodies. But this one, I think there is a certain enthusiasm, an air of mystery, but also a need to discover more. Let's listen to track 6, End of the Journey. It sounds very climactic. Perfect to enhance or point out the most important part of a session, an adventure, perhaps an entire campaign. Somewhat unnerving. Definitely something to use in order to get the characters worried about their current situation and to get the players on the edge of their seats. So what do I think about this soundtrack? It is great, and I think it's also good to use with other tabletop RPGs, particularly those of dark fantasy. The majority of the tracks sound a bit more heroic, so I wouldn't use them in something that is exclusively geared towards horror. It's more focused on dark heroic fantasy, in my opinion. There are some sinister tunes, but they almost immediately give rise or way to a more heroic vibe, if that makes any sense. So, my highest recommendation, definitely get the Children of the Moon original soundtrack. Thank you for listening to this review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.